everybody, Punisher88 here, coming at you once again with another Thursday review. So today I'm reviewing Where Monsters Dwell, issue number 2. So, for those of you who watch my reviews, you guys know that I like to start with the cover first, so let's check it out. Now right off the bat, yes, I love this cover. I love it for a couple reasons. The first one being, I love the colors. I love how green is the dominant color here. And I've said it before, and that's, I love when a comic book cover uses a specific color to make everything really stand out, and we see that here. The second reason, well, this may just sound like the 5-year-old inner me jumping out, but simply, dinosaurs. You can't go wrong with dinosaurs. I mean, I love the cover to the first issue, where we had the biplane flying through a swarm of pterodactyls. That was awesome. And now we have our two heroes here hiding from T-Rexes. Super awesome. So, yeah. From the cover alone, this book's already batting 1,000. But that's just the cover. Now it's time to get down to what I like to call the nitty-gritty. But first, before I do, I just want to take the time to mention to any newer viewers out there or any new subscribers that if at any time during this review or any of my past reviews you notice that I look up and down at the camera quite a bit, or it sounds like I'm just reading to you guys, the reason for that is I keep my notes in front of me. Why? Well, for starters, with the notes, I find it helps the review flow a lot smoother compared to my early reviews where I had no notes at all and I was just winging it the whole time. I found they were kind of sloppy. The second reason, let's say I'm reading a certain part and I get stuck. Well, I can backtrack and keep going. Without the notes, if I get stuck, you guys are stuck sitting at home watching me stare off into space until I think of something to say. Or you just watch me repeat myself, which isn't cool. And the third reason, well, basically, I was never good at memorizing text, so therefore the notes are a help aid. So if you guys are cool with that, awesome. We'll get through this review and we'll be on our merry way. Sound cool? Alright, so picking up immediately where the debut issue left off, Where Monsters Dwell issue number 2 begins in full stride as pilot Carl Kaufman and Clemmy Franklin flee a T-Rex. It's pretty cool to see. Clemmy quickly finds her way back to their plane and the machine gun on board, while Carl kind of takes a detour through a tribe of locals. Now, narrowly escaping death from this T-Rex, Carl ends up confronting Clemmy for basically leaving him behind. Writer Garth Ennis, who is amazing, really nails the whole banter between the pair. And we see Clemmy is calm and assertive, and Carl, well, basically he's a misogynist and simply can't wrap his head around her. And it leads to some really hilarious stuff. And while like I said, the banter leads to some laughs, Ellis also adds to their arguments a kind of undertone of humanity, let's say. Carl views the whole women's rights movement, because it's brought up, with some disdain. He's that kind of guy. Holding on to his opinions that have, long fallen out of favor in the modern world. His feelings of failing are only amplified by Clemmy. Intelligent, strategic, and more than capable. Clemmy is clearly more prepared for, the terrors that the jungle has in store for the duo. It's really fascinating reading this series. I got to tell you. Um, Another thing, Clemmy, she tells it how it is, or tells it like it is, and it's really refreshing to see a female character, refrain from offering pity the minute a man begins to, grow nostalgic. Let's say. Artist Russ Braun is really bringing his A game here. A major component of what really sells the conflict between Clemmy and Carl is their expressiveness. The way Clemmy, purses her lips or, raises an eyebrow. It's the little things. And, or also the way Carl, struggles to reconcile his views with the reality of women like Clemmy. Braun's lines bring the characters basically to life. And if that weren't enough, Braun also delivers on the monsters as well. I mean, from seeing a T-Rex to, this big underwater scene. I don't want to give too much of it away because it's just super awesome, and you guys gotta check it out if you haven't already. As I mentioned, Braun delivers on the monsters. The T-Rex is, a scaly beast, and when it bursts onto the scene, it sends, this group of this tribe, these tribe members flying all over the place, and the issue's climax is, I think, well worth the price of, as the expression would go, the price of admission. Yeah, it's worth it. It's it's hard to describe. It's just so cool. Don, I hope I say his name right. Dono Almera. I think that's how you say his name. Dono Almera's color palette is more subdued and naturalistic than one might expect for a comic with where monsters dwells premise, but the colorization adds a sense of realism to, to the events that are going on. This doesn't clash at all with the tone of the story, however, and actually adds to the sense of danger that keeps the momentum of the comic flowing. If this were colored more dramatically, I think it would make the story read as unreal in a way that would kind of hurt the book. And it's nice to have a colorist that really understands that the thrills of an adventure book rely on the audience buying into the dangers involved. After rowing themselves downriver to the ocean in the hope of rescue, Clemmy and Carl end up in the middle of a battle between two giant predators looking for a meal, pretty much. It's really cool stuff. With their boat wrecked, Clemmy and Carl ultimately land on another island where they're greeted by a group of bikini girls. And both Carl and Clemmy have plans for their newfound captors. Pretty much, you see at the very end of the book, again, I don't want to give anything away. Where Monsters Dwell, issue number 2, is another great entry in the Secret Wars limited series, like the films that made up Ray Harryhausen's career. Okay, who's Ray Harryhausen? Okay, go online, Google it. Google the 1963 film Jason and the Argonauts. Now, it may look a little primitive since, again, it was done in 1963, but if you notice all the stop motion animation that the monsters have in this movie, he's the guy who created all that. There you go. Now you know who Ray Harryhausen is. um, there's also a sense of adventure to this comic, concerned with the whole Secret Wars event, and I just think it's amazing. In fact, until the encounter at the end of the book, it doesn't even feel like a Marvel title, and that's a good thing. One of the promises of Secret Wars was that it would give creators an opportunity to go wild, pulling what they wanted from the Marvel Universe. And Garth Ennis and Russ Braun are not only delivering on that promise, but they're also making one of, I think, the best books on the stand today. So those are my thoughts. Now I got some pros and cons. In this case, the pros outweigh the cons. My pros are, first off, Clemmy and Carl. I think they make an more than entertaining pair. It's funny watching these two argue with each other, and that whole big climactic fight in the middle of the book, just super cool. My cons for this book, seriously, why are we only limited to 5 issues of this? This, I think, should be an ongoing and not limited. But, hey, I'm just the reader, right? I'm just the consumer. I don't make the comics. Not my idea. Anyway, so overall, if I had to give this book like a grade, I think, and I thought serious about this, but after reading it, yeah, I'd give it probably my highest grade yet, and that is an overall 10. But you don't have to take my word for it. But if you do, awesome, man. I highly suggest you guys read this, or this mini series in total. So yeah. So there you have it, folks. Another Thursday review for you. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give her a thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. If I get a thumbs down, that just means I got to work harder on trying to please you guys. Also, if you enjoy reviews like this one, take a look around my channel. I got plenty of them. I do a new review every Thursday and Saturday. Thursday being a current book, Saturday being one of either a back issue, a hot topic book, or something that just really catches my eye. Also, if you're into unboxings, I do one every 2 months since I am a member of the Marvel Collector Corps. And if you're into backstories on lame comic book characters, I do those as well. So take a look around, comment on anything. I love reading viewer comments. I find it, kind of builds a bit of a bond, and also like or dislike anything. Yes, I did say dislike, because let's face it, no one's perfect. And when all is said and done, before leaving, make sure to click that subscribe button. Alrighty, so that's it for now. I will see you guys on Saturday. Yeah, I had to think there for a second. Alrighty, so I'll see you guys on Saturday. So till then, this is Punisher88 signing off. See ya.